Love is the way I walk, walk in gratitude. Love is the way I walk, walk in gratitude. Love is the way I walk, walk in gratitude. Love is the way I walk, walk in gratitude. Love is the way I walk, walk in gratitude. Love is the way I walk, walk in gratitude. Well, hello. Thank you all so much for joining me in studying A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students and the text. We're reading from the original edition here on Lesson 195, Friday, July the 14th of 2023, and I'm Willie from the Ozarks. Again, thank you for joining me. Love is the way I walk in gratitude. Gratitude is a lesson hard to learn for those who look upon the world amiss. The most that they can do is see themselves as better off than others. And they try to be content because another seems to suffer more than they. How pitiful and depreciating are such thoughts. For who has cause for thanks while others have less cause? And who could suffer less because he sees another suffer more? Your gratitude is due to him alone who made all cause of sorrow disappear throughout the world. It is insane to offer thanks because of suffering. Okay, now this is an idea that, when I was raised, my grandfather used to say the quote from Helen Keller, which was, "I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet." And, that's a step in the right direction. I don't want to minimize that. But Jesus is saying that's a depreciating thought because it's not seeing the wholeness, that we're all part of one. So you may want to head in that direction, but eventually you want to go beyond that to even a deeper realization that we're all connected and we want to see each other as the way we see ourselves. It is in paragraph 2, it is insane to offer thanks because of suffering, but it is equally insane to fail in gratitude to one who offers you the certain means whereby all pain is healed and suffering replaced with laughter and with happiness. Nor could the even partly sane refuse to take the steps which he directs and follow in the way he sets before them, to escape a prison that they thought contained no door to the deliverance they now perceive. Your brother is your enemy, in quotes. Your brother is your enemy because you see in him the rival for your peace, a plunderer who takes his joy from you and leaves you nothing but a black despair, so bitter and relentless that there is no hope remaining. Now is vengeance all there is to wish for. Now can you but try to bring him down to lie in death with you, as useless as yourself, as little left within his grasping fingers as in yours. You do not offer God your gratitude because your brother is more slave than you, nor could you sanely be enraged if he seems freer. Love makes no comparisons. Okay, there's your key right there. That's what makes us totally sane, is love makes no comparisons. And gratitude can only be sincere if it is joined to love. We offer thanks to God our Father that in us all things will find their freedom. It will never be that some are loosed while others still are bound, for who can bargain in the name of love? Therefore give thanks, but in sincerity, and let your gratitude make room for all who will escape with you, the sick, the weak, the needy, and afraid, and those who mourn a seeming loss or feel apparent pain, who suffer cold or hunger, or who walk the way of hatred and the path of death. All these go with you. We're all in this together. That's what he's wanting us to see. Let us not compare ourselves with them, for thus we split them off in our awareness from the unity we share with them, as they must share with us. Whatsoever you've done unto one of the least of these, my brothers, that have you done unto me. We thank our Father for one thing alone, that we are separate from no living thing, and therefore one with him. And we rejoice that no exceptions ever can be made, which would reduce our wholeness, nor impair or change our function to complete the one who is himself completion. We give thanks for every living thing, for otherwise we offer thanks for nothing, and we fail to recognize the gifts of God to us. And I might mention my grandfather was highly influential in my life, helped me in a good direction. But you know, he had teachings that were not completed yet. You know, that's why he was here. You know, and that's why I'm here. We're learning to come into this realization that we're all in this together. There's just one of us. And I just wanted to say that because even though you may have had people in your past, people that really were meaningfully, that were very, very helpful to you, like my grandfather, like Helen Keller. But that doesn't mean that they had all the truth. They had as much truth as they could understand. And in their world, it helped them to be more loving. But now we can go even further. And that's all I'm trying to say, is be awake and aware. Don't get stuck in some past benefit that's not continuing on in the way of wholeness. Paragraph 7. Then let our brothers lean their tired heads against our shoulders as they rest a while. We offer thanks for them, for if we can direct them to the peace that we would find, the way is opening at last to us. An ancient door is swinging free again. A long-forgotten word re-echoes in our memory and gathers clarity as we are willing once again to hear. Walk then in gratitude the way of love. Walk then in gratitude the way of love. For hatred is forgotten when we lay comparisons aside. What more remains as obstacles to peace? The fear of God is now undone at last, and we forgive without comparing. Thus we cannot choose to overlook some things and yet retain some other things still locked away as sins. When your forgiveness is complete, you will have total gratitude. For you will see that everything has earned the right to love by being loving, even as yourself. Everything is part of you, and everything is created out of the one reality, which is God, love. So see that reality in everything. That's what it means when you bless someone and say namaste. It said, I see the love that created all of us in you, and I bless it. When your forgiveness is complete, you will have total gratitude, for you will see that everything has earned the right to love by being loving, even as yourself. Today we learn to think of gratitude in place of anger, malice, and revenge. We have been given everything. If we refuse to recognize it, we are not entitled, therefore, to our bitterness and to our self-perception, which regards us in a place of merciless pursuit, where we are badgered ceaselessly and pushed about without a thought or care for us or for our future. Gratitude becomes the single thought we substitute for these insane perceptions. Gratitude becomes the single thought we substitute for these insane perceptions. God has cared for us and calls us son. Can there be more than this? And the last paragraph in the lesson. Our gratitude will pave the way to Him and shorten our learning time by more than you could ever dream of. Boy, be thankful. For gratitude is but an aspect of the love which is the source of all creation. God gives thanks to you, His Son, for being what you are, His own completion and the source of love, along with Him. Your gratitude to Him is one with His to you. Your gratitude to Him is one with His gratitude to you. For love can walk no road except the way of gratitude. And thus we go, who walk the way to God. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Walking the way of gratitude, the way to God. Love is an aspect, or gratitude is an aspect of the love of God, he says. So let's be sure to offer it to everyone. Okay, what on earth is going on? Before I tell you what all is going on the earth, we're ready to start chapter 20, the promise of the resurrection. Okay, and what on earth is going on today? It's Bastille Day, which was, that was in 1789. The Bastille in Paris was fought over. Collector Car Appreciation Day, International Nude Day. I guess we're all nude underneath our clothes all the time. We're certainly nude in front of God, and we want to be that way, open and honest in that sense. National Grand Marnier Day, National Macaroni and Cheese Day, National Motorcycle Day, National Tape Measure Day. I use tape measure a lot. Pandemonium Day. We've all had those kind of days, but we can learn and step back and go, it's just imagination, just a dream. Reality is that everything's in perfect harmony. Victims of the Nice, which was the Frank Attack Day, which happened just here back in 2016, that truck bomb. World Kebab Day and Worldwide Art Day. And I want to tell you about another bean. I want to tell you, I soaked my beans. I didn't plant them yesterday. I told you I was going to plant those contender bush beans. I soaked them in water all night. I'm going to plant them here in a little bit. I've got another bush bean. Let's see where I've got it right here that I'm also going to plant. These are the bush green pod Earliserve green beans, and this is from Livington Seed, and they were established in 1850 according to their bag here. Earliest snap bean, hearty flavored, a favorite 4-inch pod, maturity 45 days. So there's your there's what they look like. You know what they basically green bean. It's a green bean, but you can shell a green bean and have just regular beans. And there's what they look like, a little white navy bean. And it says on here, packed with full, rich flavor, it is always the winner in our taste tests. Easy to grow, this 4-inch stringless bush pod variety is excellent when picked fresh, canned, or frozen. So that is your Earliserve bush green pod bean. And of course it's a genus Phaseolus. And you remember the species of your beans? It's a vulgaris. Okay, the promise of the resurrection. This is Palm Sunday, the celebration of victory and the acceptance of the truth. Let us not spend this holy week brooding on the crucifixion of God's Son, but happily in the celebration of his release. For Easter is the sign of peace, not pain. A slain Christ has no meaning, but a risen Christ becomes the symbol of the Son of God's forgiveness of himself, the sign he looks upon himself as healed and whole. Now, I expect Helen received this during Palm Sunday weekend. And so that's why it's written this way. For years, I kept trying to figure out where can I start A Course in Miracles? Should I start on January the 1st? Or should I start at the school year beginning, September 1st? Would that make everything correlate so that I'm reading this during Easter season? Or should I start at the beginning of spring, maybe June 1st, April 1st? But I never have been able to find a way to make that actually where all the different references to the Holy Week or Christmas all line up correctly. So I've just decided that was the way that he's talking to Helen about that this is the Palm Sunday week. And so, and the Holy Week is the next section 2, paragraph 2. This week begins with palms and ends with lilies. The white and holy sign the Son of God is innocent. Let no dark sign of crucifixion intervene between the journey and its purpose, between the acceptance of the truth and its expression. This week we celebrate life, not death, and we honor the perfect purity of the Son of God and not his sins. Offer each other the gift of lilies, not the crown of thorns, the gift of love, and not the gift of fear. You stand beside each other, thorns in one hand and lilies in the other, uncertain which to give. Join now with me and throw away the thorns, offering the lilies to replace them. This Easter I would have the gift of your forgiveness offered to you to me, and returned by me to you. So he says, let's not even have the thorns be a possibility. Throw them away. Let's just give the snow white lilies to each other, the expression of forgiveness, not the expression of crucifixion or guilt or condemnation, which is what the thorns represent. Paragraph 3. We cannot be united in crucifixion and in death, nor can the resurrection be complete till your forgiveness rests on Christ along with mine. A week is short, and yet this holy week is the symbol of the whole journey of the Son of God has undertaken. A week is short, and yet this holy week is the symbol of the whole journey the Son of God has undertaken. He started with the sign of victory, the promise of the resurrection already given him. Let him not wander into the temptation of crucifixion and delay him there. Help him to go in peace beyond it, with the light of his own innocence lighting up his way to his redemption and release. Let's read that sentence again. Help him to go in peace beyond it. That's what it's, let him not wander into temptation of crucifixion and delay him there. Help him to go in peace beyond it, with the light of his own innocence lighting his way to his redemption and release. Hold him not back with thorns and nails when his redemption is so near, but let the whiteness of your shining gift of lilies speed him on his way to resurrection. Easter is not the celebration of the cost of sin, but of its end. This is the beginning of paragraph 4. Easter is not the celebration of the cost of sin, but of sin's end. If you see glimpses of the face of Christ behind the veil, looking between the snow-white petals of the lilies, you will have received and given as your gift. You will behold each other's face and recognize it. I was a stranger and you took me in, not knowing who I was. Yet for your gifts of lilies, you will know. In your forgiveness of this stranger, alien to you and yet your ancient friend, lie his release and your redemption with him. The time of Easter is the time of joy and not of mourning. Look on your risen friend and celebrate his holiness along with me. For Easter is the time of your salvation along with mine. It's our Easter time. Seeing the holiness in each other, offering see the holiness in your brother, just like if it was Jesus, if it was the Christ. See the holiness in them. Okay, in the next section, Thorns and Lillies. This is picking up in paragraph 5. We're not going to read this whole section, but I do want to read maybe the first 2 or 3 paragraphs. Look upon all the trinkets made to hang upon the body or to cover it or for its use. See all the useless things made for its eyes to see. Think on the many offerings made for its pleasure, and remember all these were made to make seem lovely what you hate. Would you employ this hated thing to draw your brother to you and to attract his body's eyes? Learn you but offer him a crown of thorns, not recognizing it for what it is, and trying to justify your own interpretation of its value by his acceptance. Yet still the gift proclaims his worthlessness to you, as his acceptance and delight acknowledges the lack of value he places on himself. Gifts are not made through bodies if they be truly given and received, for bodies can neither offer nor accept, hold out nor take. Only the mind can value, and only the mind decides on what it would receive and give. And every gift it offers depends on what it wants. It will adorn its chosen home most carefully, making it ready to receive the gifts it wants by offering them to those who come unto its chosen home or those it would attract to it. And there they will exchange their gifts, offering and receiving what their minds judge to be worthy of them. Trying to emphasize that our bodies do nothing. They're teaching aids. It's the mind that accepts and rejects. And we want to learn that its reality, its truth is accepting and communion. Gifts are not made through bodies if they be truly given and received, for bodies can neither offer nor accept, hold out nor take. Only the mind can value, and only the mind decides on what it would receive and give. And every gift it offers depends on what it wants. It will adorn its chosen home most carefully, making it ready to receive the gifts it wants by offering them to those who come unto its chosen home or those it would attract to it. And there they will exchange their gifts, offering and receiving what their minds judge to be worthy of them. Just want to read that one more time. And the last paragraph we'll read today, paragraph 7. Each gift is an evaluation of the receiver and the giver. No one but sees in his chosen home an altar to himself. No one but seeks to draw to it the worshippers of what he placed upon it, making it worthy of their devotion. And each has set a light upon his altar, that they may see what he has placed upon it and take it for their own. Here is the value that you lay upon your brother and on yourself. Here is your gift to both, your judgment on the Son of God for what he is. Forget not that it is your Savior to whom the gift is offered. Offer him thorns, and you are crucified. Offer him lilies, and it is yourself you free. Offer him judgment, he calls them thorns, and it's you crucify. But offer him lilies or forgiveness, and it's you that you free. Okay, let's go. Let's be sure that you do your 2 extended periods of meditation today, and then hourly remembrance best you can. And today, remind yourself, love is the way I walk in gratitude. Be grateful to everyone around you. Love is the way I walk. Okay, now I got it. Love is the way I walk in gratitude. 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 Love is the way I walk, walk in gratitude. Well, thank you for walking this journey of A Course in Miracles with me. Be looking for opportunities to give thanks today and feel that appreciation for everyone who's helping you along the way, whether they have the whole truth or just a little starting in the right direction. Makes no difference. Offer them forgiveness, offer them non-judgment, offer them love, offer them gratitude. And you will find your own freedom in that. You'll find the Christ in you. Love is the way we walk in gratitude. Love is the way I walk in gratitude.